So just remember that. Now, the phone number, write this down, is 602-333-2174. That's 602-333-2174. One more time, 602-333-2174. It's time to take our break, folks. Don't go away. I'll be right back after this very brief pause. I'm back, and I'm happy. Boy, am I happy. And I want you to be happy too, folks. I want you to do something now that will make you feel good, because it'll take a nagging worry from the back of your mind, and it'll take a great weight off your shoulders. You see, you're sitting there with everything you've ever worked for all your life at risk. You're watching the dollar lose its value. You're watching creeping inflation, which, by the way, is going to creep harder and faster and higher here in the very near future, according to Alan Greenspan. And you should know who he is, so I'm not going to tell you. And all of this is going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you an awful lot. Well, don't be worried anymore. Just pick up the phone and call Swiss America Trading, 1-800-289-2646. Do it now, folks. Don't wait. Call 1-800-289-2646. Don't watch the value of everything that you've ever worked for just slowly disappear. And don't wait for this economic collapse to come, because when it does, it'll be too late. There won't be any way that you'll be able to save anything. So call now, 1-800-289-2646. That's 1-800-289-2646. While you're at it, folks, mention my name, William Cooper. Tell them that you listen to the Hour of the Time. Thank them for sponsoring this program, for paying for all the airtime and satellite time. And they are paying for all of that. We don't put any of it in our pocket. They don't pay me. The money goes directly to the radio station, directly to the satellite. So thank them for providing this program for you, so that you can get the information that you need that will help you face what's coming in the future, and hopefully we'll be able to stop it. Wake the sheeple, empower the people, and save freedom for the world. When you mention my name, they're going to send you a free newsletter entitled Protecting Your Future. So call now, 1-800-289-2646. That's 1-800-289-2646. Folks, by protecting your future, you'll be protecting the future of this program, the Hour of the Time, and of course, freedom for the world. So call now, 1-800-289-2646. That's 1-800-289-2646. You'll be glad that you did. Well, folks, I'm going to take you one step further in your education tonight. I am holding in my hands, dear listeners, an old, very old book, published in 1883 in Philadelphia by Collins and McDill. The name of this book is In the Coils, or The Coming Conflict. Again, this book was published in 1883 in Philadelphia by Collins and McDill. The title is In the Coils, or The Coming Conflict, by E.B.G. This is the second edition, which means there was an edition before this. And there's a quote here by Wendell Phillips, who says, "This is the next great question that the nation must take up and decide." And this book, ladies and gentlemen, is priceless, for it describes, was originally copyrighted in 1882, actually not copyrighted, but entered according to Act of Congress in the year 1882 by A.T. McDill in the office of the Librarian of Congress at Washington, D.C. So if you can't find this anywhere else, it is in the Library of Congress. This is about one man's battle with Freemasonry. And I'm going to read to you a letter which begins on page 237. This letter is written by Dr. Groves and sent to a Mr. Dover. Brandon, May 18th. My dear friend, I have delayed a reply to your note in order that I might be able to answer both your questions fully and with some degree of certainty. I am glad to be able to say that I am personally acquainted with your nephew and that I highly esteem him. I have consulted several influential men in our village, and we all agree in our opinion of Bates and his prospects in this precinct. So I can answer both of your questions together and use the plural we and our instead of showing you mine opinion alone. We believe Bates to be the best candidate in the field as yet, and it is possible that he will have our hearty support. We are not altogether satisfied with any of our candidates, but we do not expect to find one that will suit us in every particular. We may consistently support a person and yet have some objection to him. So in regard to Bates, we have one serious objection to him. But whether that will be in our way of supporting him depends upon circumstances. I suppose you want a plain statement of the whole matter, rather than any uncertain and flattering promises. And I will not be kept back by fear of offending you, or by a desire for office or popularity, from stating clearly our objection to Bates and the circumstances in which he may probably expect our support. We do not object to his abilities, moral character, republicanism, relatives, or general fitness for the place. We appreciate him for all these. Our only objection to him is that by certain and numerous oaths which he considers binding, we do not, however, he has pledged his support to a monopoly which is more powerful and dangerous than those which he professes to oppose, and has sworn his allegiance to a government which claims supremacy over all other authority, whether of church or state. In a word, as we are informed, Mr. Bates is a Freemason. Now we know that everyone who enters the lodge swears, quote, to support the Constitution of the Grand Lodge of the State, and to conform to the laws of any lodge of which he shall be a member, and also to obey all regular signs, summons, or tokens from any Mason or body of Masons. Now, whatever he may be told before taking this oath, after he does so, he is taught that the authority of the lodge is absolute, the covenant is irrevocable, and its obligations are supreme. In General Ahimon-Rizan, or the Freemason's Guide, we read, quote, the candidate entering the lodge is on the point of binding himself voluntarily, absolutely, and without reservation forever. Webb's Monitor says, the covenant is irrevocable. Even though a Mason may be suspended or expelled, though he may withdraw from the lodge, journey into countries where Masons cannot be found, or become a subject of despotic governments that persecute, a communicant of bigoted churches that denounce Masonry, he cannot cast off or nullify his Masonic covenant. No law of the land can affect it, no anathema of the church can weaken it. It